What's up, gamers and gamerettes? Today I saw something that really sent me over the edge. Something that I think sent a lot of people over the edge. That thing that I'm talking about is this. Now, I've seen some people talking about this on the internet, debating if this is real or not, which I don't really care if it is. I just wouldn't be surprised if it was real, which is why I have such a problem with it. You know, it's not the fact that I want Gorlock the Destroyer, whatever this person's name is, to be in the game or not. My problem is just the simple fact that I'm even talking about this right now. It just really feels like all these game studios have went to fucking stupid town. Because it feels like every single time I turn my shoulder, Call of Duty and other games are seeming just to go over the edge more and more. Doing stupid shit that nobody ever even asked for, and they have been for a long time now. No, I know I'm probably the millionth person to make a video about this, and I might be beating a dead bush, but it really is sad to see the state of gaming right now. It just seems like developers nowadays are just shoving shit into video games just to shove shit into video games. I mean, if I were to wrap up Call of Duty nowadays, it would be this. Now, I don't actually want to talk about Call of Duty in this video because we all know how Call of Duty is right now. It's horrible. And I'm not going to spend 10 minutes telling you how shit Call of Duty is. Just go watch any Call of Duty YouTuber. They will tell you it's shit. But I actually wanted to use this video to take a step back and look at the plague lands that is modern gaming in today's age. Or at least a few thoughts of it. Because Gorlock here actually represents what I see in modern games. And if you go back on my channel, you can actually see that I made a video dedicated to AAA gaming. And I kind of wanted to use this video as a part 2 per se. So just some quick thoughts here. I feel like with AAA games and just gaming overall, I feel like everything is becoming more and more predatory as we move forward. It feels like AAA studios have just pushed the shit boundaries more and more and more, and I feel like they're too far gone, and I'm seeing indie games even follow their state now. It seems like every game just wants to jump into your pocket and swim around in there a little bit, just collecting as much cash as humanly possible. It really is a shame, and it's kind of disgusting to see the rise of quote-unquote free-to-play games with microtransactions to now games that are fully priced using this microtransaction formula. And I really do hate to use these examples because I do like them, and I feel like they're some of the better games to come out in the past decades, but Arc Raiders and Battlefield, love them or hate them, I don't really care. They both have price tags. Battlefield has a full price tag of $70 and Arc Raiders is, I believe, $40. Now, even with people liking these games, including myself, I think they're great. There are some predatory practices being put into place by these developers with battle passes and shop skins. Now, I know for some of you this might be normal with you playing Fortnite back in like 2017, 2018, whenever that game came out, because they're the ones who actually introduced battle passes, so thank you Fortnite for this. But before that game, we really didn't have these practices. The worst that we had was like the fucking horse skin from Oblivion. I'm really showing my age with that one, I gotta say. But I wanted to bring this all up because we started out with these free-to-play games, these quote-unquote free-to-play games, I should say. Now we're going into the realm of these games actually costing money, full price money in some cases, and they're still shoving microtransactions in our face. And I use the examples of Battlefield and Arc Raiders because they're a perfect example of AAA studio versus indie game studio. Now, I can appreciate that both of these games are content complete, which we'll touch on in a little bit, and that they're actually fun to play, but the fact is that they do cost money after we've already spent money. So with everything being said, I feel like these developers just keep crossing line after line after line, and eventually I think it's just going to lead to nobody being able to actually afford any video games. I don't know if you all remember that whole EA situation, but it feels like we're going to have to be paying for reload soon enough, like the EA CEO once said. Which, yes, the EA CEO once said that. It's fucking crazy to me. I'll put it up on screen right now. And of course, to no one's surprise, it was the EA CEO. Why am I not even shocked? EA has been practicing these bad behaviors for years now, and I don't think they will ever stop. Speaking of bad practices, let's talk about Nintendo raising their prices all the way up to the moon, with some games reaching $80. Yeah, you heard me, 80 clams for a game. And that's for a Nintendo game. It's absolutely crazy to me. And don't get me wrong, I love Nintendo games. I think they're awesome. I love Mario, I love Pokemon, I love all of that. But it's not like it's Cyberpunk or something like that, you know? And I feel like I'm at the age to say this now, but back in my day, Nintendo games used to be for the gamers. They were the anti-predatory company, and now they've become the predatory company. None of the games back in the day, I remember even going up to like some of the pre-releases and stuff like that, none of the games were industry standard $60. I think they were around like $30, $40 at the time when I used to pre-order them from GameStop. Which, by the way, what happened to pre-ordering, man? What happened to that? You remember going to those midnight releases? Those were the days. My God. I remember Halo 3 ODST making my dad stand down in that cold ass weather so he could buy me the game because I wasn't 17 yet. It had to be like 20 degrees out or something, and there was a long ass line standing out there for that. Shout out to my dad and shout out to all the gamers out there that stood out in that cold ass weather. But back to it, word on the street is that all games are going to be reaching that $80 price tag here soon enough. If you think that Sony and Moneysoft will say no to raising prices, then you are out of your mind. And out of all companies to blame for that, we have Nintendo to blame for that. Thanks guys, appreciate it. I get that developmental costs have gone up ever since 2000, but with the reputation of gaming nowadays, I just don't think the price jump is warranted at all. I just don't remember a time of recent memory where I go and buy a game for it to work perfectly. It just doesn't exist anymore. And for anyone watching this, you probably feel the same way too. It feels like me and my friends have hard times pre-ordering things nowadays because we're scared that the game's not even going to work. Like, why should I pay you money, $80 now, for you to give me a broken ass game? From optimization issues to shitty servers to repetitive formulas to always being online requirements, which why does that exist? I have no idea. And many more, and the problems keep arising and arising and arising. It seems like it never ends. It just feels like for them to raise prices and not even give us a fully working game is such a shot in the nuts. Also, given everyone's financial situations in the world right now, this is an extra blow. Like, man, people are literally one paycheck away from losing it all, and you're gonna lock their one peace of mind behind an $80 paywall for something that probably won't even work on launch day and spam microtransactions in your face. These companies have really just forgot who their real audience is. It's the everyday man who just wants to get on their PlayStation or computer every other day to blow some time away, or get away from the kids, get away from the wife, I don't know. Or maybe they're just having a shitty day and they want to hide from the world for a little bit. And you're going to price those people out and put useless shit like Gorlock the Destroyer in the game and charge people an extra $20 on top of the already $70, actually $80 now, to get it. I'm about to do it to you guys. Back in my day, I remember when I could just throw a disc into my Xbox 360 and just rip some games of Halo with the boys after school. I mean, what really happened to that? A game that I purchased, content complete every single time, ready to play at any time. There were no 100 gigabyte updates needing me to clear space just to download the update. I'm looking at you, Call of Duty. There's no microtransactions shoved in our face. There wasn't any game-breaking bug that hindered us from playing the game. No, none of that. There was just good fun with friends and developers and studios that actually gave a shit about their game. Also, a quick side note here. There was an article that I read from a previous Call of Duty developer. He was basically saying that they needed to charge for zombies, Warzone, campaign, all separately because they're all separate games, which is just the biggest pile of bullshit. Have you never played Halo 3, Halo Reach with Forge mode, Firefight, matchmaking, campaign? Those were all just one game. Like, what even is that corporate greed? I really just don't know where we went wrong here. Sometimes I feel like I missed something because I do remember just playing Halo back in the day without a worry in the world, and then the next day it was buggy microtransaction hell. Also, another little quick side note, I was on a walk with my girlfriend talking about TVs. I know TVs, that has nothing to do with video games. But I was talking about this little 32-inch TV that I still have that I need to get rid of from back in like 2014, I want to say. And I remember back in 2014, that thing costing me an arm and a leg because it was like the top of the line thing at the time. But fast forward 10 years later, well, 11 years, almost 12 years now, which by the way, happy 2026 if you guys are reading this in 2026. I now have a 4K 98-inch screen down in my basement. It's fucking crazy, right? And this thing really wasn't that expensive for what you would think a 98-inch TV would cost, right? Moral of the story is that things are getting cheaper. Technology is getting cheaper because we're advancing. Well, besides RAM, you're kind of screwed on RAM if you're trying to get some of that right now. But the fact is, with the advancements that we're making, why are we just going backwards in video games? It just makes no sense at all to me. I know it's kind of a weird comparison, but why are there people making innovations in other industries while the video game industry just stays repetitive every single time? It's just corporate greed. That's really all it is, and it's fucking annoying. I really hope that these developers get their shit together because my interest in video games, especially modern video games, is riding on it. I'm not going to continue to eat the slop of Gorlock the Destroyer anymore, and I think a lot of people are on the same page as me. I mean, these devs have to realize that, right? That we hate this shit, right? I know I just said corporate greed, but all this stuff is just so pointless. I really just may be bitching at this point, but I just want a game, and I feel like a lot of people just want a game. And when I say just a game, I just want a game where I can just plug it in and play it. That's all. I don't want the countless updates, bugs, microtransactions. I don't want any of that. Maybe that's why I find myself playing these older games like this Modern Warfare title you're looking at right now, or Elden Ring, Dark Souls, really whatever. Because those games are just ready to go right out of the box, and I love that. Anyways, I know I'm just scratching the surface on this topic because it is a wide shit show that I don't think anyone could cover in one video, let alone 2, 3, 4, 69 videos, whatever it is. I just saw that dumbass Call of Duty skin and just got really set off. It just forced me to make a video talking about the industry as a whole right now because I really hate it. I hope some of you can resonate with it, and honestly, leave your comments down below. I love reading what you all have to say because every opinion and perspective is a little bit different from each other. Also, if you're still here, I hope you had an amazing Christmas with your family and loved ones. And if I don't see you before the New Year's, I hope you have an amazing New Year. Somehow 2026 is already here. So I love you guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Peace.